welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. Today I want to take a look at the SH Figuarts Leonardo. This is SH Figuarts' take on the cartoon version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is my second SH Figuarts that I've purchased for my collection, and the history of my collection. If you kept up with my channel, Cammy from the Street Fighter line was my first SH Figuarts, and I was so impressed by the craftsmanship and the detail and the engineering and the articulation on that one that I said, well, I want to go ahead and pick up really my favorite line of figures out there, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So here we go. We got Leonardo on our review table, and really what I want to do today is I would like to take the NECA Leonardo and do a little bit of comparison between the two figures and see, would the SH Figuarts potentially be a substitute for the NECA line. These figures run pretty close in price as far as on the secondary market. Now retail, there really was no comparison. I think these guys were probably up around the $65 or $70 range, where these guys run about $25 a piece. But I do want to compare them as far as what you get with each and just some of the details as far as articulation and that sort of thing. Let's say you really didn't have a beat on picking these guys up, but these were a little easier to pick up. For example, I was able to get Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo on this line for $35 a piece. So that's actually a better deal than I would end up having to pay for the Leonardo on the secondary market, since you pretty much can't find this guy in stores anymore. So we'll take a look at all that. Let's go ahead and we'll start off by taking a look at the box real quickly for Leonardo. So SH Figuarts, kind of that standard style box that they give us here. As size-wise, got a nice product image of Leonardo on the front. Bandai's got their logo, marketing logo there in the bottom. Right-hand corner, we got our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that's not really the cartoon logo. So I don't know if there was a reason maybe they couldn't use, the look of that original logo. That's kind of, I guess, their own design logo for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles there. I like how they got Leonardo written real nice and big across the front, across the top. As we come on over, we got what you would first think maybe Donatello, because his bandana and his knee pads are all purple, but we have an L there on his belt, so that tells us that is Leonardo. But it's definitely, you can see his bandana's blue there, and that is a purple bandana. So I don't know if that was a mistake or if I'm going colorblind. As we flip around to the back, we have some product images of Leonardo there. Talks about his posing, the sculpt is superior, optional parts, and then collectability, you got all four. From what I can gather, this is a dead line from SH Figuarts. I think it has been a long time since they've put out anything in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. From reading online, it looks like maybe there was a shredder and maybe even a splinter that was planned, but it looks like it never came to fruition. So if anybody has any details on that, feel free to leave those in the comments. I would love to know kind of the history behind this line, and is it a dead line? As far as SH Figuarts are concerned. We have plenty of turtle options now, so it's not the end of the world if it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at some accessories for our SH Figuarts Leonardo. All right, guys, so we're going to do this one slightly different. What I want to do is I want to lay out each character's accessories, and we can take a look at what each one comes with, and then we can kind of make a decision on which one you feel like would, does contain or have the better accessories or the more cartoon-like accessories. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with really the most important accessories that a Leonardo or a Ninja Turtle in general can come with, and that is his weapons. So you can see here that the SH Figuarts comes with some very thin katanas here. These look really nice. They're very, very well detailed. They're painted a nice shiny silver all the way up and down the blade. They're sculpted well. The hilts here do have, what kind of looks like a wrapped leather maybe around it. It is sculpted and painted. So those look very nice. I'll lay those out there. Moving over to the NECA side, we receive these two swords. So these are definitely more simple However, in my opinion, I feel like these are more cartoon accurate. This is more along the lines of what we see, this big wide blade. The color of them is not a shiny chrome. That's not what we see in the cartoon. This is just a flat, kind of a flat gray, like you would imagine a cartoon being. Down the hilt is painted. Here you've got yellow accent here and on the base of the handle there. And the handle is just painted a flat gray. So from the standpoint of accuracy to the actual cartoon, I would say that may go to the NECA figure there. So really, however, both sides do a really good job there. I like both of those. I'm just talking as far as the screen accuracy. I think this is probably going to be more screen accurate there with the NECA. Now, one thing we did get with SH Figuarts that we did not get with the NECA is we do get a additional head sculpt. So this is really nice, just kind of a stoic look, a serious look, you know, whereas what he comes in the box with is kind of that grimacing look that, you know, we all know so well from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, one thing that is very nice is the bandana part there. All that does is it just pops out and pops into the new head sculpt. So you can see there's just a little square there, and the square fits just right into the new head sculpt like that. So very nice. That's a nice little detail there. So we'll leave the grimacing head sculpt on just like that. And you can see that they both pretty much have identical heads. The NECA eyes are slightly angled up, which, you know, I kind of wish maybe it wasn't done that way. I would definitely give the head sculpt to SH Figuarts on this one. However, NECA does still do a great job with those teeth. You can see it's outlined in black, which adds a lot of detail there. Definitely gives it that cartoony look. Whereas this one, you can see just has the white teeth. But the eye placement is better here, and that's really what I'm talking about, is the eye placement. All right. So something that the NECA Turtles did get, so this come in a 2-pack. So you could argue that this was meant for either of the two turtles from the 2-pack. Ninja Pizza. Since it's got 2 katanas on it, like Leonardo uses, we'll say it's his. But it's a really nicely detailed pizza. It's fully sculpted, it's painted. You can see even the cheese kind of has some texture to it. It's done really well. It does not close, you know, it's fully open, but that's a nice little detail there that NECA has thrown in. So moving on here, we'll move on to some additional details. So another detail that we did receive with the SH Figuarts is a belt swap out. So those 3 pegs will swap out. So I went ahead and went with the sheaths for his swords here. So you can actually pop this out, and I'm not going to do it here on camera, but you pop it out and this will slide in place. You can see here, this will slide in place of that, and then you will not have the sheaths on the back. There was a lot of times in the cartoon when you would see Leonardo and he would have no place to put his swords on the back of his shell. So I guess it's kind of giving a homage to that. Sometimes you would see that his swords were in his back. Sometimes you would just see just a brown belt with no sheaths. So I think that's kind of where they were going with that, and that's a nice, real nice detail. The NECA figure does come standard with sheaths on the back to store the swords. These are a little tougher to use as far as getting the swords into them than the SH Figuarts is. So it almost feels like you could, you know, tear them up, really. It feels almost like it's not going to fit in. It will fit in, but it is extremely snug. Snug to the point I would be concerned about what it would do to the paint on the sword. You can even see just by me doing that, it's even browned slightly browned the end of the sword there. So I don't know if that's with all of the NECA Leonardos or not, but that certainly is a downside to that one. Whereas here with the SH Figuarts, you have no trouble whatsoever dropping the sword in. It really just drops in. Now, you won't be able to do upside down poses with the sword in place because it does just kind of slide right in and out. But I would definitely have to give that detail to SH Figuarts. Now again, guys, I realize we're in different price ranges here, so don't jump on me and say, oh, well, it's a $25 figure and a $60 figure. We know that, but this is no longer a $60 figure. If you're out looking at what you want to purchase, you're going to pay about the same for each one. So NECA may end up being able to get some of these turtles back out for us. I keep seeing Randy on Twitter hinting that there may be some additional options to get these guys, maybe even in the darker color skin tone, which would be more cartoon accurate. So they may be able to open up some kind of pre-order on the NECA site, or, you know, I know the NECA is really working hard to get these in the hands of people, so maybe we'll have that option to get them at retail again. But right now, you're going to pay about 50 or 60 bucks for this figure. So let's move on to the next detail, and that is a city sewer lid. So this is a manhole cover here. This is for SH Figuarts. Looks really nice. It's detailed, painted, sculpted. It even has the, you can see there that the rivets on it are actually sculpted in. And then it's painted kind of a darker gray color around to add that detail. Really nice detail there from SH Figuarts. So to kind of match that, we got a very iconic accessory here, which is the turtle communicator. These were used in probably every episode. I have watched probably every episode, seasons 1 through 4, and then a lot of any seasons after. I can't say I've watched every single episode, but I know for a fact I've watched every episode 1 through 4 in season 1 through 4. And these are probably some of the most used items in the turtle arsenal, I guess you could say. So this was a super nice detail for NECA to give us. Looks really good. It's painted, sculpted, super nice. And then one additional item that they gave us here, I'm guessing this is like a canister, probably a canister of ooze or mutagen, just a gray canister. Doesn't have anything written on it, just has some sculpted detail, some line work to add some detail to it. So very nice. The last thing we'll talk about are optional hands. This is where SH Figuarts really kind of takes the lead. We got 2 fist hands. You see here, completely balled up into a fist. We got 2 kind of opened palm hands. Very nice. And then we got 2 semi-closed hands. Now these hands here would be a little tougher probably to hold something like the sword because it's not a circle. So I don't know that these are necessarily meant to hold anything probably other than the sewer lid. So the sewer lid would fit right into these perfectly. But I don't know that these would be real good for holding the sword. What he actually comes with are sword holding hands. That's what he comes with out of the package. So these just have a perfectly sculpted round circle in them. So if you're not going to be using the swords, this is probably not the hands you would want to use. SH Figuarts really took it there with the hands. These are the only additional hands you get with Leonardo, just some flat hands. And then you get the hands that he actually comes with, which would be his sword holding hands or his communicator holding hands. He probably could somehow finagle the pizza box into those hands. So I think the bottom line here, guys, is this just comes down to personal preference. Both of these have many reasons to purchase them, hence why I have them both. I'm a huge turtle fan, and I didn't just want one or the other, I wanted both. But I do believe that the NECA figure for the value is about as good as you can get on the market. And I think this kind of confirms that for me. Now, when it comes to their articulation and things like that, I don't really want to compare them so much. You know, we all know NECA has some tight joints. You know, you can, to an extent, feel like you're gonna break a joint. You know, getting that up right there is a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, you always want to grab it up close to the joint and move it around, but it's extremely tight, and I don't think it would be very hard to, you know, to break that joint. With the SH Figuarts, you're never going to feel that way. You know, these just lift so easy. It's just, it really is a pleasure to articulate and move around an SH Figuarts joint. So, but again, I think that's the difference in price there. SH Figuarts does have some die cast in it, which is going to give it a lot of durability. NECA is going to be all plastic. So again, I think with the price point, those types of things, you really can't, you know, compare. If NECA built us a $60 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure, I think it would have joints much more like this. So there's that. Let's do some size comparisons with these guys. We'll bring out some of the other cartoon line figures from NECA and see how the Leonardo from SH Figuarts looks standing side by side. All right, guys, so here we've got a decent number of figures from the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon line. Since SH Figuarts just did the 4 Turtles, we don't really have a way to compare any additional figures from that line. But we can see here that, in my opinion, this Leonardo stacks up just fine with the NECA line. I think he looks good. If you were to use him as a substitution, I don't think you're going to be missing much, if anything. Yes, NECA does do a little better job as far as the cartoony look of it, because, you know, they have these black lines, these black details and accents within the paint job that definitely gives it more of that cartoon look. You know, look at Casey's pants, and, you know, here the detail like on Shredder's arms here, you know, with the biceps. So, you know, that part of it you would be missing if you determine, okay, I want to go with SH Figuarts versus NECA for my cartoon turtles in this line. But it would work if you were able to find a good deal on the SH Figuarts. I think it is possible to work. So, in closing, I think my determination is it's personal preference, and I hate to leave it hanging that way, but I think that's the only fair way to do it. These are different price points. They come with different accessories. NECA has some accessories that SH does not have, and vice versa. But I think as far as the question that we can answer is, could it substitute? Absolutely. It could substitute out and use it in your NECA line as well. And the last thing I want to compare is just the 4 Leonardo figures that I have from my collection. So we have the movie Leonardo down on the far right. We've got the NECA Mirage Turtles on the left, which I wish NECA would re-release those with some additional accessories or items. That is a fantastic figure line that I really wish would have continued further. But here are the 4 Leonardos in my collection, and they are really fantastic figures. It is obviously heavy NECA. NECA is kind of the king of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles world and the adult collector side of the business. But this guy definitely holds his ground in there with the NECA stuff, and I think would be a fantastic substitute for your cartoon line if you had to go that route. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. We're making our way toward 1,000 as the goal, so we'll have to look at some kind of giveaway once we get there. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there.